There are so many things, that you could learn from in this world. And I think we all should take advantage of them.
What's one word that best describes Harriet?
It was just fun. It was fun. Fun. I had a good time. It was fun. It's play. It's fun. I had fun in college also. It was nice. It was fun. Fun for the family. I put myself to sleep with crossword puzzles. That's fun. We played Scrabble the other night, which was fun. I love my clients. They like me. I had fun talking to some of them. It was fun. Make fun.
You have a lot of fun, don't you?
I do. Those are the things I remember. We lived in Brooklyn. My father had an office where we lived. We lived on Church Avenue, 1810 Church Avenue. I remember it vividly. I think there was a beauty shop under us. We lived on the next floor, and above us, 2 bachelor men. They gave me dolls every Christmas, and I couldn't wait for Christmas because I would get a 3-foot doll. And somehow we moved from there to Ocean Parkway, and I think I must have been at 7 years old. And we lived there about 2 years, and then we moved back to Brooklyn in that same area, Church Avenue. That was close to Flatbush Avenue. I went to public school at 139 in Brooklyn on Cordelia Road. I used to walk there when I was 10. There was a boy that would walk with me, and he would pretend, it was during the war, and he would pretend he was a doctor, and I would pretend I was a nurse, and we had this conversation going to school every single day, what happened, and it was all made up. Oh, that person was hit, etc. And then when I finished public school 139, I decided I didn't want to go to Erasmus. It was in our school district. I could walk there, but I wanted to go to Midwood. So I took the bus, and in order to get into Midwood at that time, you had to take Hebrew, and I took French too for 2 years. I think Morty Gunty used to be there, and Danny Kaye. It was a very popular school.
Some kind, an explosion. They call in a doctor, he examines all the 3 great men, and he says, bad news, you have radium poisoning, 1 week to live. Any last requests? The German scientist says, well, to tell you the truth, I would like to spend the rest of my time in the beer garden. The English scientist said, no, I would like to spend the rest of my time on the white cliffs of Dover. And the Jewish scientist said, to tell you the truth, I'd like to see another doctor.
I did not speak English until I was 5 years old. My parents spoke Russian to me. My father came from Odessa, and my mother came from Mogilov-Podolsk, which is Poland, Russia, I think, near Moscow. My maiden name is Gitterman, Guiterman. My father had to leave Russia, Moscow, because they were killing a lot of the Jewish people there. It was like the Bolsheviks were coming in. It was bad. So he didn't know how to do it because he had a mother there and a sister, etc. And what he did was talk to some of the people, and some of the guys said to him, why don't you play the violin, but that's not good to get out of this country. Take a horn and pretend you play with it. And he took the horn and he played it. He joined the Russian army, and he literally walked out of Russia, and he came to the United States. My father was a podiatrist. He couldn't get into medical school here, so he decided to become a podiatrist, and he went to Long Island University and got a degree there. Education was very important to my parents. And it's been very important for me, for my children. They did very well, and I'm very proud of them. I believed in it when I went to school, etc. I wanted to make something of myself, and I had to work for it. I worked at one time at a store called McCreary's in Broadway while I was going to college. So I got into Columbia Teachers School. All of a sudden I got a call from Hunter and said, would you come and would you like to teach biology? I said, I would love to. Those were 4 years of just wonderful, wonderful events. I love the school, I love the children, the girls. I had a couple of experiences that were interesting. I was pregnant. I graduated Columbia with an MS, and then the next day I got married with an MRS. I met my husband at a wedding. The guy that was getting married was the son of my parents' friends. And we got to the wedding, we were sitting at the same table. And Mark loved to tell jokes. That was his forte. He would take any conversation and find something very witty to say. And the music was playing and I was dancing. Then he looked at me. He said, please stop me in the middle of my next stroke and let's dance. So that's how I met him. So I danced with him a couple of times. The next time I saw him, he came to my house to take me to see a Jose Ferrer movie.
When beauty stands looking into the soul with grave, sweet eyes that sicken at pretty words.
Yes, that is love.
At that time, he had an English accent, and it was funny to listen to him, but it was charming, and that was a little different about him, but he spoke beautifully. He could tell stories. We just had a good time together. Somehow I had this little hobby. I don't know where I picked it up from in the finances, so I went into that. I went from place to place, and they would ask me, are you married? I said, yes. Oh, well, then your husband can pay for you. You don't have to work. Place after place. Then I got to Shearson Hamill. Yeah, I was vice president. I was president's counsel. It was nice. It was fun. I'm laughing about it and saying I had a good time. Believe me, I worked till 9 o'clock at night. I had to read so much stuff. I had to keep up with all the news that was going on in the newspapers. So when you asked me what I did when I was in Stanford, besides friends, I couldn't meet with them all the time or really participate in extracurricular activities. I was working because I was up at 7 o'clock in the morning and I was up reading stuff when I got home. As long as you like yourself and are happy with what you're doing, work isn't work. Work is play. And you don't think about work as work. The boys think I'm very social. I heard that from Barry, but I never considered myself very social. I think I'm a little afraid to be with people, that I'll say the wrong thing. You probably don't know, but I fell about 10 years ago. And I fell because I climbed the tree outside. And I didn't see the steps. So I came into the house and I said to my son, there was no one outside. I said to my son, Andrew, I fell and my ankle hurts. He said, put some ice on it. That's it. I took off my shoe and I had a tennis ball on my ankle. He said, you better get to the hospital.
What were you doing in the tree?
What?
What were you doing in the tree?
Well, I like to garden, and I saw a frond on one of the palm trees that bothered me, and I just had to get it off. And I was going to go to the gym. I was all set. So that's what happened.
I hope this is okay, but I brought a piano. I brought a piano because we want to hear you play.
but I can't play it. I'll pretend.
You play. You were a teacher, no?
I haven't played in years. I'm afraid to try it. Do you have some Chopin on this? I'd like to see my grandchildren married. I'd like to get a great-grandchild. Some of my friends that are much younger than myself have great-grandchildren. I'm jealous. I don't even have one. So I think I'm waiting for that. I want to see all the kids married. It just, very nice. I'd be happy. And I'm happy now. I'd like to see more of everybody, but everybody has different things all over the world. So one is in Greece, and one is in Italy, and one is in Scotland, and they're all over the place. I would like them to have an open mind as to what's going on and to listen to all sides of the story. I think that's what we have to do. Are we done?
I think we're done.